This is your WCIA 3 forecast first.
Well, good evening to you. We are tracking a little bit of rain. Some afternoon storms have popped up here down into portions of Macon County and also a little cell over here into Vermilion County. We zoom in here. You can see near Potomac down towards the Collison area. And then we back here towards Macon and down towards Mowequa. A bit of a shower there, maybe a thunderstorm or two as these storms continue to develop. We're going to see more of these not just tonight, but also as we head later into the week. It is warm and it is windy out there. Temperatures into the mid-80s right now. Clouds starting to thicken up a bit here in Champaign. Temperatures staying in the 70s tonight with the chance of rain going up. We'll talk more about the thunderstorm threat, when we may see a few strong storms. Details coming up. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 5.
People are paying their respects to a fallen officer and his family today. Good evening, I'm Jennifer Roscoe. The visitation for Champaign police officer Chris Oberheim has been going on all afternoon. He was shot and killed on Wednesday. Officer Jeffrey Creel was also shot. Police say 24-year-old Darian Lafayette was the shooter. He died at the scene. WCIA 3's Bryce Beeman live from Decatur. Bryce, people have been out there all day.
Yeah, Jennifer, you're right. The parking lot has been filled with first responders and people here to pay their respects to the Oberheim family. An Arkansas state trooper was also here, and he says officers from the NYPD, Dallas, Fort Worth, Boston, and more will also be here to pay respects. I spoke to the Arkansas state trooper off camera, and he told me it's an honor to be here. Now, more first responders will arrive. Champaign police have also arrived, and they plan to have a lineup inside so they can walk through together as one. I'll have more from Chief Anthony Cobb with the Champaign PD at 6. In Decatur, I'm Bryce Beeman, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Showing their support. All right, Bryce, thank you so much. The funeral will be tomorrow at the Maranatha Assembly of God in Decatur. It starts at 11 a.m. The funeral service is closed to the public. It's open to family and friends, invited guests, and first responders only. We asked police how Officer Oberheim's partner, Officer Creel, is doing. They tell us he's still recovering. He was shot 3 times while responding to that domestic dispute. Danville police are investigating 2 overnight shootings. They happened just 15 minutes apart. First, just before 2 a.m., a 22-year-old man came to the public safety building. He told police he and his car were hit by gunfire. Police say his wound appeared to be caused by shrapnel. Then, just after that, police went to Fowler Avenue. They found a 31-year-old Danville man who had been shot in the hand. Both victims were taken to the hospital and are expected to survive. We have an update to share. An Urbana man has been deemed unfit to stand trial, but that could change. He's accused of puncturing holes in the tires of more than 100 cars back in March. 36-year-old Dallas Bone was charged with destruction of property. Bone was placed in the custody of Health and Human Services for treatment. His case could still go to trial if he is found fit. Here's some good news and another update. The Beardstown fire chief is out of the hospital after an apartment fire. He and 2 other firefighters are now resting at home. One resident was also sent to the hospital, and that person's been released. Crews responded last Sunday to the large fire. There's no word yet on what caused it. We have new information on a fire in Decatur. The city says it won't have to pay for the cleanup. That happened on May 1st at the former Aramac building near Grand and Calhoun. City leaders were able to get a hold of the property owner, who will pay through insurance. ID&R Conservation Police are upping patrols this holiday weekend as people get ready to hit the water. It is also National Safe Boating Week. Officers say they are mainly looking for people driving under the influence. They also look for life jackets. Now, officers say you don't necessarily have to wear them at all times, but you do have to have one available for everyone on board. The driver also has to wear a safety cutoff switch attached to your life jacket or wrist in case you hit someone or something.
Make sure you're being safe out there. I know people come out to the water and they think there's no rules, but there are rules and you have to be safe about it.
Last year, ID&R investigated 81 boating accidents, 36 with people hurt, 21 of them deadly. Here's a look at today's COVID numbers statewide. There are more than 800 new cases. 17 more people have died. The 7-day positivity rate is now at 2.7%. It's been holding there for a few days. 40% of the state is fully vaccinated. That number is almost half when you count just adults. And 65% of those adults have gotten at least one dose. Nearly 11 million shots have been given in total. Moderna says its vaccine is safe for kids ages 12 to 17. The company plans to ask regulators to authorize the shot's emergency use in that age group. Moderna says out of 3,700 children in its clinical trials, there were no COVID cases in those getting the vaccine. The vaccine also showed kids produce similar antibodies as vaccinated adults. They also had the same side effects: sore arms, headache, fatigue. Pfizer is the only vaccine authorized for use in younger kids so far. The U of I is getting a grant to fight cancer or COVID. It's to honor Greg Gulick. He was the interim chief information officer at the university. He died from COVID in February. He beat cancer a few years back. The grant will be shared with a research team. There are 4 $25,000 allocations, but staff and students can request more than one when they apply.
It means a recognition of the contributions that Greg made here while serving in this role and the impact that he had in helping to protect students, faculty, and staff during the pandemic. But the other is the opportunity to leverage these resources to support research around both COVID and cancer.
The last day to submit an application is this Friday. The research must be used on COVID-19 or cancer. Illinois is making moves, or is moving to make big changes to how the state awards licenses in the marijuana industry. Our Capitol Bureau Chief Mark Maxwell is live in Springfield. So Mark, when Governor Pritzker signed this law, he said it would benefit brown and black business owners.
Illinois' marijuana industry, though, did not deliver as promised. 2 years into this new legal marijuana industry in Illinois, and many critics say the entire industry is still dominated by rich white men. Early on, state law awarded those recreational licenses only to companies that already had a foothold in the medical game. Later, we awarded another round of licenses through a lottery process, but business owners or investors who had deep pockets were able to buy up to 10 applications at a time, effectively crowding out those smaller startup companies.
We never knew that it will be a law that actually locked black and brown people out of the industry after being locked up for the actual cannabis plant.
Moments ago, the House voted to approve the new cannabis measure that would change that law and relax applications on requirements for veterans. It would also boost the odds for people who had a criminal conviction from cannabis to get into the industry themselves, or those people who live in what the state considers a disproportionately impacted area by the war on drugs, someone who lives in those portions of the map. If the Senate and the governor approve this plan, then we would get our first look at who owns many of these companies as well. So far, state law has protected their identities through very strict privacy laws. Reporting in Springfield, Mark Maxwell.
All right, Mark, thank you so much. Governor Pritzker signals his support for the new plan, saying, quote, by authorizing additional lotteries that are focused on social equity applicants, we're ensuring that communities that have been left out and left behind have new opportunities to access the cannabis industry. Many kids have had a tough time adjusting to remote learning. Who's helping them get ready to return to normalcy in the fall? Plus, college athletes can't make money off their name or image right now. We'll tell you who's trying to change that.